We hear a ton about how AI works, right? We talk about neural networks, large language models, the whole shebang, but just knowing the mechanics, that's not really enough, is it? The question we really need to be asking is way more fundamental. Can we actually genuinely trust these systems?
So, to get our heads around this, we're going to dig into a framework that's built for this exact problem, building what the source material calls a trustworthy digital ecosystem.
And this really gets to the heart of it. Let's be real, AI has a massive trust problem. And why does that matter? Well, because these systems aren't just crunching numbers in a back room. They are out in the world making critical decisions that affect every single one of our lives.
So let's just put the question right out there, front and center. This isn't about the technical how, it's all about the very practical what if. Sure, we can understand the code, but can we actually trust the final decision?
And believe me, the stakes could not be higher. We're not talking about small stuff here. We're talking about an AI influencing who gets a job, who gets a loan for a house, and even shaping the medical advice someone receives. These are absolutely life-altering decisions.
So when that trust breaks down, man, the impact is devastatingly real. There was a hiring algorithm that was found to be systematically downgrading resumes from women, a facial recognition system that kept misidentifying people from different ethnic backgrounds. The point is, these aren't just technical bugs or some simple glitch in the code. No, they are fundamental failures of trust. Okay, so how do we even begin to tackle this? To do this right, auditors and leaders need a really clear, simple way to evaluate trust in AI. And this is where a pretty powerful framework comes into play. The framework is called See, Run, Safe. It's designed to be simple, easy to remember, and most importantly, totally actionable for anyone who's trying to figure out if an AI system is actually trustworthy. So let's break it down. First up is CE, and the question here is pretty straightforward. Can you actually see what the AI is doing? Can you understand it? This really boils down to three key pillars. What's so great about this is how it connects each idea to a very real risk. Let's take transparency. If you don't even know an AI is making a call, well, then there's zero accountability, right? And what about explainability? Just imagine your loan gets rejected and nobody can tell you why. Trust is gone, just like that. And fairness, this is a huge one. This shows how old biases in data, like favoring male job candidates, get baked right into the AI, leading to discrimination on a massive scale. All right, next up is Run. And this builds right on top of what we just talked about. The big question for Run is all about how it works in the real world. Is it dependable? And crucially, can we actually control it? And again, look at these risks. They're crystal clear. An AI can look perfect in a sterile lab environment, but if it's not robust enough to handle the messy, unpredictable real world, it's just a ticking time bomb. Then there's reliability. If a system goes down and nobody knows, if it fails silently with no recovery plan, that's not just a tech problem anymore. It's a huge operational risk. And that last one, controllability. That's the kicker. If a human can't step in, pull the plug, and stop the system, then it simply cannot be trusted. Period. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. Safe. This part tackles the all-important governance layer. It asks the big question, is this AI system actually governed properly and protected from doing real harm? The safe pillars are basically the guardrails. Safety is about stopping bad things from happening, like an AI pumping out misinformation. Accountability is just non-negotiable. If nobody officially owns the AI, then guess what? Nobody owns its failures either. And finally, security. You just can't compromise here. Things like data leaks or model abuse are critical failures that can bring the whole system crashing down. So what's the big picture here? How do we pull all of this together? Look, the whole point of a framework like this isn't just to have some abstract principles to talk about. It's about making trust something you can actually measure, verify, and, well, audit. This is where the rubber meets the road. Those principles we just talked about, they translate directly into a practical checklist. Properties that auditors have to verify. You have to confirm that privacy is locked down, security is solid, safety is guaranteed, and, this is critical, that there's always a human in the loop with final say. And if you remember one thing, make it this. See, Run, Safe is the bridge that takes you from theory to practice. It's how you make the idea of trustworthy AI a real operational thing. It literally shapes the controls you put in place, the evidence you gather, and the final conclusions you reach in an audit. So as we wrap up, let me just leave you with this final thought.
Trust isn't some nice-to-have feature you can just bolt on at the end. It is a fundamental requirement from day one, which leads to the most important question for anyone building or using these systems. Is your AI actually auditable?
Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't just about cool AI innovation. It's about achieving audit readiness. It's about making sure every new system we build starts with a solid foundation of trust. Thanks for tuning in.